Hey guys, I'm going to show you 3 ways to get into the layout really quickly. And the first way is the traditional way that most of you probably already know. I'm going to go File, Send to Layout. Now because I don't have any scenes, well, first I'm going to save my model, but because I don't have any scenes, when it turns up in Layout, I'll open up Layout and I'll add it to a blank page just so you can see what's going on. Because I don't have any scenes, it's not going to have any scenes inside of Layout. So I'm going to show you that in a second. So here, A3 paper. Here we go. And I got my SketchUp model into Layout. However, there's a bit of an issue with this, is that I wouldn't usually dimension an isometric parallel projection or a isometric in perspective plan. So it's kind of just a show the customer, and you'll notice that the lines aren't that smooth or clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another page. I'm going to show you another way, a better way to actually do that. So I've got a blank page here. I'm going to go back to SketchUp, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a screen capture program. In this case it's Fastone Capture, but you could use whatever one you wanted to do. And I'm just going to go plus here, and I'm going to select the part of the model I want to show inside a layout. And you'll notice that I captured my mouse pointer up the top there because it's turned on. So I could now copy it, or Control C, or copy that, and I could go Alt Tab and go back to Layout, and I could push Control V, and you'll notice that I now have my image inside of SketchUp. And if we compare it to the default SketchUp image, it's actually a lot cleaner and it looks better, and I could actually go and do edits before I even put that into Layout. Now there are some advantages and disadvantages. The biggest advantage is that Layout will run so much more efficient when it's just dealing with an image. When it is dealing with a full 3D model, every time we re-render the model, it kind of has to do a whole heap of work, and you'll find that your computer gets bogged down a little bit. Okay, so there are advantages and disadvantages. Because I brought that model in there, and this model had been created in a plugin called PlusDesignBuild, it means that everything is already labeled, and I can go through and I can choose what it was that I wanted to know about that roof, right? And when I click outside of it, it can call things what they are. This is the advantage of Layout. It's a live update, right? And that's wall number 65, okay? When I go into my screenshot, I don't have any of that information. So, you know, my roof is basically just whatever I call it. So I could call it grey roof if I wanted to. And you'll probably find that most of the time this is sufficient for communication. And when I move my plan around, it will actually stick all of that to it as well, which is still pretty good. So I recommend to keep your computer running fast and Layout running nice and smooth when you're doing non-parallel projection isometric plans inside a layout. I think screen capture is a better solution. Let's put another page in over here, and what we're going to do is we'll go back to our SketchUp model up here, and I'm going to create some scenes. I'm going to use a plugin to create these scenes, and I'm just going to go create all scenes. You'll notice across the top here it's creating scenes for me. And get this out of the road here, and we're going to go and have a look at our structure scene. Right, now when we're dealing with subcontractors and trying to communicate what it is we're going to do, sometimes a view like this, an isometric view, is the best. So, you know what, I'll go back to Fastone here, I'm going to go plus, and I'm going to, just so I don't get my mouse in here this time, I'm going to create another screenshot. Okay, from here. Control C, or copy inside of there, Alt Tab, go back and go Control V. Now the advantage of actually having these in here, you'll notice that wasn't good what I did because I put it out of skew and go Control Z. I need to be careful when I do this, which way I actually use my, so I push Shift, and that way I'm keeping my drawing in perspective, and I can go Alt Tab, and I can do that multiple times. So I might go back to SketchUp again, and I might want to show this view of the wall. Now, or of the whole project. So I could just choose a little bit of the project. So I might say I only really want this section here. Control C, Alt Tab, go back to Layout and go Control V. And it won't take long before I get a whole heap of detail. I'm going to push Shift as I do this, so I keep it in scale, and I might want to show my subcontractors different parts of the model. My layout file's running really efficiently, and that's the key. However, you may also want to get particular geometry inside of layout without having to go and create special scenes for it. So if I go and select this roof here, I'll select all of this roof, because I may only want to show my subcontractors that roof, and I'll just turn that wall off there. I think I got everything. I'm going to go Control C from inside of Sketchup, Alt Tab and go back to Layout, and I'm going to go over to here, I'm going to go Control V. Right, what it actually did is it brought in the SketchUp geometry so I can edit it and or change where I want my views to be. So I might say I want to look at the roof from over here. The benefit of this here is that I can go and label items individually. Right, roof framing, whatever it is that you wanted to choose. Right, and basically I have roof framing, and this will work throughout the model. So it kind of is a better way to create drawings by copying just certain sections of the model out, and you can update the model and these will update as well. So to recap, guys, we can copy specific geometry out of SketchUp, we can use a screen capture program, and we can go send to layout, which is the traditional way. The advantages of the screen capture is if you are going to do this, it's more efficient, quicker, and you get a better resolution, depending on your screen size, of course. The disadvantage is that you don't have a connected model. So if you go and update that model, you would update your screenshot. But because it only takes seconds, I think it's going to save you guys a heap of time, make layout run more efficient, and basically so you guys can get more done in less time. If you want to check out the rest of our videos, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to see some of the plugins we create for SketchUp, check out PlusSpec or Plus Design Build on Google, and we'll do our best to see if you get you guys running as efficient as possible. Cheers.